Hi, my name is Bernd Herd. I'm working in NetApp's SAP Competence Center in Walldorf. Together with my colleague from Microsoft, we have set up a lab environment where we want to demonstrate how effective Azure NetApp files could be used for your HANA deployments. We want to demonstrate a very typical use case, a system refresh workflow. Instead of copying large backup files, this time we want to use the snapshot that we've created during our backup block and use the cloning features of Azure NetApp files based on snapshots. This is a very fast and efficient way that could speed up your cloning workflow or system refresh workflow dramatically. Let's start with shutting down the target system. So we log on to the Linux system, issue an HTTP stop, and then we go on the Azure portal, select the volume list, and in the volume we look at the snapshots and we see our last snapshot that we have created as application consistent backup. From here we can start the cloning workflow by restore that snapshot to a new volume. We have to specify a volume name. So we choose a name that helps us to identify the new volume as targeted for our Q01, but originated from the clone of the P01. The workflow will continue. We can validate the data and then start the cloning process. As I mentioned, it is very fast, it doesn't move the data, and we can go in the capacity pool, we look at our volumes, and we see the volume is already there. We need to refresh, and after a few seconds, the volume is online, and we see here the mount pass of the volume. So let's go back to the Linux system. We need to U-mount the original data volume and need to change the mount pass to the new volume. So once again, we could go into the volume and cut the mount pass and paste the mount pass back in the Linux system, for instance in the etcfs tab. So let's change the mount here from the original to the cloned volume. Save it and mount the new volume. With that volume comes the system database as well as the tenant database. And what we need to do in order to finish the recovery or refresh process is a recovery of the system tenant as well as the database tenant. So let's go to the HANA Studio. We log in as the SID ADM, and we start the recovery workflow of the system database. So for system refresh, typically it's a recover from a database on a specific backup, which we already restored based on our cloning and mounting. We don't use the backup catalog because the backup catalog is from the original target system, but we will restore from P01, from a clone from P01. We need to initialize the log area. That's automatically set in this wizard. We can look at the SQL command, and the system database will be recovered. As a next step, since in a storage backup, as I mentioned, also the tenant folders have been restored, we need to recover the tenant as well. So we select recover tenant database, we select the tenant name, which is in that case that of the installed tenant, not of the tenant we had in the backup. We select snapshot again, and we start the recovery. This of course will take a while depending on the size to load the data and get the tenant up and running. So after the tenant has been restarted, the system is usable, and we see that on the Linux that the processes of the HANA database are up and running. As you have seen, Azure NetApp Files can bring significant improvements on the system refresh or cloning workflows using the advanced NetApp snapshot technology. Thank you for watching.